Hello everybody. Welcome to another drawing video. I hope you are all doing wonderfully. Today I'm going to be drawing Mrs. Brisby from The Secret of NIMH, one of my favorite movies ever. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about style and finding your artistic style, making a style that is unique to you and recognizable to other people. I mostly wanted to make this video because this is by far the number one question that I get asked as a tattoo artist. Um, the few times that I've done like Q&As on Instagram or even just people like while getting tattooed will ask me this is how did you find your style? How do you develop a drawing style? How did your specific style like come about? What were the influences? So I just wanted to start off by saying that you are not required to develop a singular, recognizable style of creating art. It's definitely something that lots of people do. And, I'm sure you have a few artists that you like who you would recognize a piece that they created without having to see their name because their style is recognizable. And that's really the main benefit of creating your own style that you really stick with is you get a little bit of recognition in terms of everything you make looks like something that you made and people will remember that, um, especially in a world like the tattoo world. Having a recognizable style is like free advertising. People see a tattoo of yours on someone else and suddenly you have a new customer. But that being said, lots of artists have multiple styles. Lots of people go through periods of doing something in one style and then they switch it up and go a different direction. So, in no way is developing a style like a death sentence. You can change your style whenever you want. Um, and it's good, I think, to change it up sometimes. I think it is possible to get so stuck in doing things the same way that you can get stuck in a rut sometimes. But that all being said, I know that developing a personal style is something that a lot of people really like to do for their artwork. And honestly, I mean, I have a way that I draw that is unique to me. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to give a couple of tips for some exercises you can do to start, finding a style, some things that can help push you in the right direction. Because the truth is that finding your own specific style of art making is a super personal experience. There are definitely things that can help you on the way, but in the end of the day, like you're the person who will have to figure out how to find your style. And I can't really tell you that. But I can tell you some of the things that have helped me in developing a style that I really like drawing in that I feel has some unique properties. I think the first thing that I would definitely say is the best thing that you can do for yourself, whatever your medium is, whether you're drawing or painting or sculpting or tattooing, the best thing that you can do for yourself is continuously develop your technical skills. So, outside of having a style, just draw things, do some realism, focus on things like perspective and proportion and anatomy and whatever it is you're interested in. Find technical tutorials or get a book or attend a class and learn some stuff. Get better at your actual technical art making skills. Because in my experience, it's a lot easier to infuse a piece with personal style if you know that the technical aspects are down and that people are going to look at it and no matter what, they're going to recognize, oh, this is a mouse that you're drawing. If you have that sort of base with people where your proportions and your perspectives and your shapes are so correct that they know for sure what you're trying to create, then you can easily mess around with things and still have a believable character or a believable scene. I mean, a great example of this is Mrs. Brisby herself. I mean, this character is obviously a mouse. She's got all the telltale signs, the ears, the nose. She moves and behaves like a mouse. She has natural coloring, even though she is wearing clothes. But when you really look at her, the proportions are off, the eyes are hugely exaggerated. She's obviously a cartoonified version of a mouse, and she's changed just enough to infuse the character with a little bit of style and uniqueness, but not so much that you don't know that it's a mouse. And that's the type of thing that, technical skills can help you with, which will just make developing your own style easier. And I'm not saying that you absolutely won't be able to develop a personal style without having the technical knowledge background. It's a process, right? Like you're going to constantly be learning new things in a lot of different areas, and all of that builds over time to create your career or your life as an artist. Um, so I know that I am not a realism expert. I still struggle often. I have to rely heavily on references for a lot of stuff. But I have sort of a foundation of technical knowledge, and I constantly am pushing myself to keep learning more, which only helps make my stylized drawings easier for me. Another good thing that you can do is figure out what type of art you like. So, not just the stuff that you're creating, but what do you like to look at? What do you consume as an art appreciator? If you figure out kind of what your eyes enjoy looking at, um, that can help inform what type of art you want to make. Um, I was a huge fan of animated movies as a kid, like very obsessed. I really thought I wanted to be an animator for a long time. And so when I was falling in love with drawing, I was copying characters from my favorite movies. And so that's something that I still love. And when I was first getting into tattooing, which is when I really started to hone in on a style, that was one of the things I thought about when I was, trying to figure out how I liked to draw. Um, 90s animated movies, that is like the peak of artistic perfection for me. That is what looks good to me. And I think that, those things resonated into my own work. But even just, looking on Instagram for artists in all mediums that you like their work, or, if you have friends who are creating art, or when you buy a t-shirt or, the covers of books, any art that you're consuming can inform your style. And, just pay attention to the things that you like and what it is that you like about them. And that will help you figure out what you like about your own work. I think on that note, too, something that I have found to be really helpful, and I especially did a lot of this in my tattoo apprenticeship, was drawing things in lots of different styles. So, for example, quite a few times in my apprenticeship, one of the things that I had to do was take something like it was usually a classic tattoo image, so like a rose or a skull, and draw it in a couple of different styles. So usually that meant like American traditional, at the time, new school, because that's what was cool when I was an apprentice. But just I would pick a variety of styles and try to draw that thing a few different ways. And that is such a helpful exercise. I would say, especially if you're thinking of getting into tattooing, just because it can really help you be ready for all the different types of things that people might ask you to draw. But just in general, just for honing your art skills and honing in on what style you actually enjoy drawing. Um, it was funny. I mean, before I got into tattooing, I wasn't really into tattoo culture. So I didn't draw in the style of a lot of tattoo artists. And I have really found that, you know, early on when I sort of had to draw outside my comfort zone, I learned a lot of things. And I think, you know, drawing a style super different from my own, like realism or traditional, it helped inform my own work. And I kind of got to pick and choose the parts of those styles that I liked and try to find a way to combine them that felt, like it was me, that was something a little more original and something that I enjoyed doing. Because, at the end of the day, having a style, it's really just about finding the way that you like to make art, the way that you like to draw. And everybody is gonna, feel differently about what you make. But as long as you like it and you're enjoying doing it, I mean, that's really the point, right? So, yeah, I mean, all in all you can do to keep moving forward towards finding your specific style is just keep making things. Keep trying new things. And if you try something new and you really like how it looks, remember how you did it. And then try it again, but throw in a little variation or combine it with some other thing that you've tried. Making art is really just a big, long process of trying stuff and seeing what happens, and hopefully it looks beautiful in the end. Um, so, yeah, I hope that these couple of tips were helpful. Um, I hope that you all are out there trying new things and developing weird and interesting styles for me to look at on Instagram in the future. Um, Speaking of which, I say this every time, but if you want to see more of my work, you can find me on Instagram at madmall. There'll be a link in the description as always, and there's a link on my channel. Thank you so much if you're watching this. I'm still very new to this video making thing, but I'm really enjoying it. And I don't know, all I ever do all day is sit around and think about drawing. So it's nice to finally share a little bit of that. So yeah, I'll just leave you with Mrs. Brisby for the last 5 minutes or so of this video. Hope you enjoy, and also, once again, I hope that my video inspires people to go back and watch childhood movies. If you have not watched The Secret of NIMH in any amount of time, this is your sign. Please watch it. It's so good. Um, it's honestly one of my favorite movies, even in adulthood. It is a classic. So, yeah, go watch The Secret of NIMH and draw a thing. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you next time.